Hey guys, it's Jess, and I'm going to show you how I drill off my Gelix sets. We're going to start with a dust collector, a drill, bits, sanding bands if you use those, clippers or nippers, whatever you want to use, and definitely a mask. Please, a mask. So I'm just going to put a paper towel over my dust collector here while I clip off. I just do the side to side method with nail clippers because it's easier, and for me they're cheaper than buying a good pair of nippers, so I would definitely not want to wear down my nippers for this step, but you can do whatever you want. I don't care, it's not my money. So I'm just clipping off the sides here, and this is what they look like clipped down. I'm going to grab a 3X coarse bit. Now, I am a licensed nail tech. We obviously learn how to use them in school, but you see here there's a big gap in between the little teeth. I don't know what they're, I don't remember what they're called, but you can see from the top as well that it's much deeper than this medium bit. You can see it has much smaller teeth, much smaller spaces. I know that some of you people are unlicensed, and that is okay. And I know you're going to do whatever you want to do anyway, so I'm just showing you what I do as a licensed tech the right way, the way I was taught. I want to say the right way. Everybody's taught differently. This is how I was taught. Now, the drill that I use, I start at on a 10 because the drill that I use is a little bit stronger than your typical kind of cheaper Amazon drill. So there is a lot of torque. So I don't need to put it on a high number to drill off the gel here. This particular design does have quite a bit of different layers, different types of gel. So usually if I were to use like a medium, which I definitely suggest if you're not 100% comfortable with using an e-file, starting off with a medium, it is going to take you a little bit more time, but these can definitely hurt you. Okay, before I really knew how to use these properly, I definitely was nipping myself. But as you can see, this particular bit, has a rounded tip, so that's a little bit easier to get close to the sidewalls without hurting myself. But yeah, this one I like to use because when I use Gelix tips, I use sculpted ones, and they're a lot higher, and there's a lot more gel to fill the inside, so they're kind of thick. This is out of frame, but I'm adjusting the speed up to 15. I always do a 15 for takedowns. I don't know why I start at a 10 and move up every time. I don't know. It's just a habit. But as you can see, when I move up to a 15, it is taking chunks. That bad boy is flying. If you have a good drill, you should not have to use any more pressure. If you do use a drill that has torque like this, the torque will kind of increase as you press down, so it doesn't really stop like a cheaper drill does. I don't want to like poo on anyone that uses cheaper drills. I'm just explaining the difference. But so yeah, it's not if you push down this bad boy to try more pressure, it's not going to stop itself. So you will hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing. And if you're using the correct speed, you should not have to apply any pressure anyway. But here you can see the difference. There's a much higher apex on the right. That's because I use sculpted tips and it's filled in with that gel, so it's a lot higher. I haven't hit the plate of my nail. You can see I still have my extension on top. So that's kind of where you want to stop. You can definitely stop with more gel. It's just going to take longer. I just want to do one 25-minute pass on my foils and call it a day. I don't want to be here all day. So, but that's how it looks. Sometimes I go a little lower, but I'm trying to be very gentle with my nails now, so I try not to go much lower than this. So now I'm just going to show you guys the sped up process for the rest of the hand, but a couple of tips. Definitely make sure that you have some sort of pattern going on. When your drill is moving really fast and you're drilling in one spot for too long, it'll create little kind of divots, and when you try to go over another part, sometimes it'll skip over, and you can actually like, kind of like jump your nail and hurt yourself. So make sure that you're trying to do it in like a pattern or as smooth as possible. Don't try to take off one entire part completely, if that makes any sense. Another tip that I have is make sure that you're using a bit that is appropriate. Obviously, because it spins very fast, it creates heat just by touching your nail plate. But certain bits create more heat than others. A lot of people use sanding bands on a mandrel, which is that one that looks like a nail file, but just, a circle. Those create more dust, and they also create the most heat out of all of the bits that you can use. So I try to use carbide bits for takedowns, diamond bits otherwise, and the sanding bands only when I absolutely need to. So anyway, I'm almost done here. I'm going to do a part 2 where I show you how I do my soak off foils. That one's going to be obviously significantly shorter than this one, but that is step 2 in the process. Once I'm done taking these down, I kind of trim the edges a little bit. Oh my God, please don't do this if you don't know how to use the sanding band, because this will hurt you. But I like to take down the front. I cut my nails on completely every set, so I don't really have any length. I'm not cutting my natural nail off. This is all my extension, but stay tuned for part 2.